The courtroom was filled with tension. People whispered quietly, eyes fixed on the judge. Suddenly, without warning, a loud slap cracked through the air, silencing the entire room like a gunshot. Everyone froze. The judge's pen paused mid-air, and the crowd gasped in shock. But Malik, the teen at the center of it all, didn't cry or flinch. Instead, he stared calmly at the officer who had just struck him and quietly said, "You just made a big mistake." Malik Jackson was no stranger to being judged unfairly. Many saw him only as a troublemaker because of the color of his skin. Teachers called him difficult, shopkeepers watched him with suspicion, and strangers whispered harsh words. But those assumptions couldn't be further from the truth. Malik was brilliant. He loved coding and was often the quiet one in the room. He was kind-hearted and fiercely loyal to his family. Despite the labels, Malik carried himself with quiet strength. His presence in court wasn't because he had done something terrible. Malik had been caught up in a police sweep during a nearby protest. The charge was minor, only a suspicion of disturbing the peace, no serious crime. Still, Malik faced the day alone in juvenile court, his father absent. Yet, he stood strong, ready to face whatever came next, refusing to be broken by the system. Officer Daniels was known in the community for being tough, especially on young black boys. Many whispered about his harsh tactics and quick temper. Today, he stood beside Malik with a cold sneer, gripping Malik's arm tightly enough to leave marks. Malik whispered softly, "You don't have to do this." Daniels didn't listen. Instead, he snapped back, "You'll learn respect the hard way." The tension in the courtroom grew thicker by the second. Then, without warning, Daniels slapped Malik across the face. The sharp sound echoed like a gunshot again, silencing everyone instantly. The judge froze, stunned by what she had just witnessed. Gasps and murmurs filled the room as some people pulled out their phones, capturing the shocking moment. Despite the burning sting on his cheek, Malik didn't flinch. Instead, he looked the officer in the eye and calmly said, "You'll regret that." Just then, the heavy courtroom doors creaked open, and the room fell into complete silence. A tall, broad-shouldered man stepped in, dressed in a sharp suit that commanded attention. His polished shoes clicked firmly on the floor as he walked with confidence. He held up an FBI badge that gleamed under the courtroom lights. "Special Agent David Jackson," he announced in a voice that demanded respect. The crowd whispered in surprise. Officer Daniels's face drained of color, his arrogant smirk disappearing in an instant. Agent David Jackson's eyes burned with quiet fury as he faced Officer Daniels. Quietly, a minor, who happens to be my son, struck in front of a judge, witnesses and cameras, he said, his voice sharp and controlled. Daniels stammered, I didn't know." "Didn't know what? That he was my son, or that he was human?" Jackson snapped. "Either way, this ends now." Without hesitation, Agent Jackson pulled out his phone and made a call. Within minutes, federal agents flooded the courtroom. They quickly handcuffed Officer Daniels, using the very same cuffs he'd placed on Malik. Daniels' face turned pale as he was escorted out in silence. The courtroom atmosphere shifted, but never returned to normal. Malik was released shortly after, accompanied by a formal apology from the judge for the officer's misconduct. The real justice came when Officer Daniels was charged with assault, excessive force, and misconduct. News outlets quickly picked up the story, sparking nationwide conversation about police brutality and racial bias. Malik's story was more than just a slap in a courtroom. It was a powerful reminder of the assumptions society makes, the stereotypes that harm innocent lives, and the strength found in standing up against injustice. As father and son left the courthouse, their quiet dignity spoke volumes. Justice had been served, but more importantly, the truth had been seen by the world. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.